What's up, y'all? I'm Nick.
I'm Lawrence.
We just saw Devotion. Before we say what's real on it, slap that like button for us, all right? You can start it off.
Yeah, so Devotion is a movie about Jesse Brown, handsome Jesse Brown. You know, he
Played by Jonathan Myers.
yeah, played by Jonathan Myers. Basically, he is the first black male aviator to be in the Korean War, and this touches on like basically his trials and tribulations, what he had to go through to become an aviator. Uh, the movie basically starts off with him, being in the mirror, basically crapping on himself because basically everybody that's ever said anything mean to him, he writes it all down and he says it to himself in the mirror. Like he was calling himself a boy, a monkey, a nigga.
You're not supposed to be in the air.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in the air. Just really like, and I think it's like a motivational tactic. He would cry after saying it, but it would motivate him to keep going on because obviously, to be that great at something like that, you know what I mean, and to go through the trials tribulations, you got to motivate yourself. You got to go through some things, and in this movie, we got to see some of those trials and tribulations he went through, and honestly, it's gonna pay me to say it, but I really didn't like this movie. I was bored. I was very bored watching it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I was very, very bored. It's a true story and all, but I just didn't get invested in any of these characters like that. Like,
I like Tom.
Tom was okay.
I like Tom.
He was okay, but I was more invested in his family, his wife, and his little girl than I was actually the other aviators. I just didn't feel that brotherhood that they were trying to portray. I just didn't feel anything.
But I think the point of the movie was to show his devotion towards his family and towards his wife. Because in the grand scheme of it, the war was the war, but they showed us specifically just him and his love for his wife. I don't think the point of the movie was about the war. I think Tom was a big part too, because he gave him a hard time at first, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna let him in. And they just wanted to show that relationship, that dynamic. And I thought it was very important how he was the one who went to go talk to his wife. He gave him his wings. I wanted him to get the wedding ring. Spoiler alert, he dies at the end, but I wanted him to take the wedding ring and give it to his wife. That part kind of threw me because normally you have like wings or some piece of artifact or something that you give to the spouse. So that kind of like, maybe, I don't know if that happened in real life. He didn't get the ring, but that should have been had.
Well, if the movie was supposed to be about his family, his love for his family, then they should have done more with the letters. He's supposed to write letters every week, and we only saw her read one letter.
And it was a birthday letter.
I did not see, if you're trying to tell me about family, I didn't see that. That's not what I saw.
Doesn't it show you how impactful cell phones are and communication is now?
Well, yes.
Like back then,
the movie took place in the late 1940s, early 1950s.
Yeah. And they just having to wait so long to hear from somebody through a letter. I was like, man, because nowadays it's just text. It's 15 minutes, we get the conversation done. So that's one part of the movie I was like, yeah, that's good.
The movie to me, if you're right, and it's supposed to be more about family, they should have done more there with the letters. Like, suppose he's writing them every week. We only saw one letter, like you said, it was a birthday letter. I just wish that we would have seen more with the family then, and more with the wife in some type of communication, her writing back or whatnot. Yeah. Just some more if that's supposed to be the synopsis of the movie. Because what I got from what I took from the movie was basically that it was more about him and Tom and their relationship and his relationship with the Navy and the other brotherhood that they're with or whatnot. And also, let's not forget about the guy who passed away, who went on the little
first one.
Yeah, who passed away.
Well, the first guy who passed away, they just slid through that, and I was like, all right. They didn't do no ceremony. They drank outside of the ship. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. I'm like, all right. But when he dies, it's a whole announcement. I get it, he's important too, but I'm like,
well, remember, it makes sense because remember, also in the movie, Life magazine came. They took their photos. They interviewed him. So obviously, when he passes away, it's going to be a big deal because At the Pentagon, this is
Yep.
a big story. So him passing away, that's why Tom ended up getting that Medal of Freedom, Medal of Honor, or whatnot
Yeah.
at the end, and the wife taking pictures. It's all for publicity,
I
right?
liked how he kept shooting down. They kept asking him, "How does it feel to be the first black?" And he's like,
He didn't want to hear
he's
it.
not doing none
He
of
didn't
that.
want to hear that.
And that's the part I did like. So I did appreciate that. I was like, all right. And he was strong. A lot of the movie it showed how strong he was. How the one Marine guy was giving him a hard time the whole movie, and he just pretty much I don't want to say he bit his tongue, but he stood his ground. You know, he went to go get the letter. He went to his face. Tom wanted to back him up for some reason the whole movie.
And the thing with him is, I'm black. I don't need help. I can do all. I can fight all my battles for myself. And like you said, it was the aviators versus the guys who were on the battlefield in the combat, which were all United States Marines. I mean, United States Navy Marines, whatever. We should all be together, but for some reason they were fighting back and forth.
And it wasn't even a black and white thing. It was just like, oh, we on the ground, like, you know.
Yeah, we're on the ground. We doing the hard work, and y'all in the air. Y'all pretty boy type of thing.
And then at the end, we come through and save you. So.
Yeah, we can exactly. But the acting was great, right? Jonathan Majors as Jesse Brown, he did a great job.
He's probably my favorite actor.
Yeah, Glenn Powell as Thomas did a great job. Glenn Powell just played Hangman in Top Gun Maverick.
He looks like a pilot.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Joe Jonas, he did his thing. He was fine. The acting wasn't bad in this movie, right? The acting was great. Everyone did a great job. My issue with the movie more than anything was it just had dead parts. It was kind of boring. It had unnecessary stuff like Elizabeth Taylor in the movie.
That was 15 minutes they could have took out.
Just took out 15. Because she had nothing to do with this movie. I don't. If you think that's even true, like I don't even know. That was weird.
Hearsay. It was just hearsay.
Yeah, it was just there.
We met her. We probably wrote it down somewhere. I don't know. That part was slow. The war part was like 2 minutes. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So the action just seemed like it was rushed. And to me, I don't know how y'all feel, but I was excited because I'm like, okay, I love, airplanes.
Yeah.
War movies. War movies. They turn up, shooting, stuff like that. We got a few deaths on the ground. On the ground, but they were quick and it was fast and it was like right on to the next scene. So like, to me, go ahead.
The small stuff I did like, I liked how they really spoke about how, well, they didn't speak about it, but they written how when he went to go knock down the other bridge and dude was like, stand down, and he ignored him. And he was so upset because the lieutenant wrote it down in the report. So I was like, all right, bet. And he was harping on that, like, you're supposed to just be my pilot. I mean, my hangman, wingman. You're supposed to just be my wingman.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tom was getting it.
Because Tom is fundamental. He's by the book. He's going to tell it how it is. And that was the thing. That was the issue they had through the movie was, because I'm black, because of what I've been through, if I don't go do these things, I'm not going to make it. So I have to take those steps. Sometimes I don't going to follow and abide by the rules, but it's going to benefit me and also benefit my team. And when you're by the book, you're gonna clash and have issues.
And then he came back with a small paper and he's like, look, man, a slap on the wrist for me is not the same for you.
Exactly.
Which has always been true. Like Tom I liked it because his heart was in the right place. He wanted to like, look, I messed up. Let me go fix this situation. Let me get some references from the guys and I'm gonna help out. But in the end, it doesn't help. But I did like how Tom was trying. Now, when his wife, Daisy, when she said, just be by his side, and how she flipped it at the end, I didn't ask you to save him. I asked you to be by his side. Yeah. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
She just wanted someone to watch out for her, man. Be there for him. Not obviously not save him because you're in war. You're going to war, and there's a chance anytime in war that you could die, you could pass away, some injuries, stuff like that.
And it also displays her strength from knowing that, because I haven't been to war, none of that, so I can't imagine going home to tell my girl, or somebody having to go tell my girl that I didn't make it. That's probably the hardest thing to do.
Well, no one told her. She got that letter in the mail that told her.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like either how she got a letter in the mail and she went to crying and her friend was there to console her. But I don't think that's how it's done anyway. We've seen how it's really done.
Yeah.
They send usually two people and it's a big old
I thought
kind of
they were
thing.
going to send Tom. Now, Tom was at the ceremony, but I thought they were going to send him to relay the information.
And they also made it seem like that was the first time they'd seen each other since Jesse had passed away.
Yeah.
Because he said, I was scared because I didn't know how we were going to react when you see me.
Right.
Type of thing. So,
which I'm not mad at it. I get it. But yeah, if I had to rate it, it was 6. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, like I said before, right? Tough way to rate this movie because, like I said, the movie to me, everyone that, like, all the actors, actresses all did a great job. Like, I could, like, believe in their, like, I could believe what they're saying or whatnot, but it's just the story, to me, it was a little bit too slow, and it was long when you could have taken stuff out. With that being said, I can't go anything above, I don't know, 5.5. Like, I just can't go any higher than that.
Small point on why they probably didn't cut that stuff out, because the movie just kind of been about him, and they needed something to bridge that gap between him and Tom. So like when he's giving Tom like, hey, you gonna talk to the girls, I think all that was needed to bridge their relationship.
That's fine. That's fine. But the Elizabeth Taylor stuff didn't have to be there. That had nothing to do with Elizabeth Taylor. They actually went they went out, like you said, and he met the girl, and yeah, he helped them flirt with the magic trick. That was funny and cute. But they literally, that whole Elizabeth Taylor, him coming up and the beach. Oh, who's that? He doesn't even know who that is. He doesn't even know who Elizabeth Taylor is. And it was just weird. It just made no sense.
I would have been nervous as a black dude walking on the beach with all these white people.
Exactly.
I would have been nervous because come on, man. Come on, man.
And by the way, Jesse, when you see the movie, also knew French. So he was bilingual, which was kind of cool. I kind of like that he was bilingual. He could actually hold his own in different type of atmospheres.
When he did it, it was so random. I'm like, I felt just like the crew. That was like, oh, okay.
He learned it in high school. He learned French in high school, so that was cool. But yeah, I give it a 5.5. It was fine. Like, it was okay. I guess I'm being a little hard on a true story or whatnot, but
it kind of makes me sad too. The ending, it was like, damn, she died. I mean, he died. I don't know. It just kind of had me sad. Like,
it just seems like when we go see these inspired by true events that are about, one of our own, they always end up dying. I don't know why that is. Like, we can't get
and that's why we struggle to review them.
Yeah, that's why we struggle to review some of movies, because like, man, like another one, like they pass away. It's sad. It's always a sad ending, and when you get out the movie, you just kind of feel like sad. Like, you kind of wonder, at least I do, like, what would have been next for Jesse Brown if he was still alive? What else could he have done? Could he have been like a trainer for the Navy, like training the next, upcoming like aviators or what? Like, you just start thinking about some things. Like Emmett Till, what could have been Till's future? What could he have done for this world? Could he have been a civil rights activist? What was next for him? We'll never know. So it's just so sad that they done die at a young age. But Till, he was only 14. Jesse Brown was only 24 years old and he passed away. So it just makes us like real sad, as African American men. Like, we're watching our African American men like pass away, and we're wondering like what they could have done,
what impact they could have had.
Yeah, what impact they could have had. But with that being said, like he said, like and subscribe.
Comment below what movie you want to see us do next.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then that's Say What's Real.